All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachak for the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the men of the Lord, prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom Barakathum. And I'll just do a quick various news and prophecies real quick, man. There's a lot of articles that I came across on the Summit News site here that it just kind of get my bells turning in terms of, kind of where we at on the grand scheme of things. Because, this is the year of hastening the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And ultimately, man, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of living in this place, and brothers who are in the truth or in the know, of the hopeful elect, they feel the same way, But we have to read and watch, for prophecies, things in the news that happen across the world, that's happening in the economy, for signs of what day it is, man, And we have to read what the scriptures say. So I got Habakkuk 2 here, and 1 it says, "I will stand up on my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved." All right. So that's what our job is, It's not to self-fulfill prophecy, because to try to go out and self-fulfill prophecy means you really don't believe in prophecy, because prophecy is something that nobody can stop. It's something that will happen. It's not a possibility. It's not something that can happen. It's something that's written, that's already going to occur, And verse 2 it says, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right. So that's what the men of the Lord have done. We got this truth broken down from my elders and apostles on down, man. That through the Spirit they understood this thing. They ate the whole roll, understood it completely, and now this truth is out there, and we take it, we read it, and we run with it. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry." And that's where we're at, man. When we say we're tired and we're hastening the day, it's gonna feel like in our mind that this thing is tarrying, and it's just that. It's just a feeling, That's why to be in this thing, one of the requirements, one of the virtues you have to have is patience, man. Guys who get impatient, they end up trying to do their own thing. They end up trying to make up doctrines. They end up, getting bored, trying to do rap and doing all this other stuff, all of this extra stuff. When really you should be on a very straight and narrow path with water on one side and fire on the other. If you really see fire on one side and water on the other, you're not gonna be worried about all this extracurricular stuff, man. You're just gonna keep it straight, and you're gonna pace yourself. You're not gonna run too fast where you might fall off. You're gonna do at the speed that you need to do so you don't fall off, because that's the most important. Because ultimately, we're waiting for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yeah, we're commanded to do things, but ultimately that's what we're here for. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." So it seems like, it's a long time for us, but we have to be able to go in, read news, cipher through all the bullshit, and understand how does this line up with the scriptures, how does this line up with prophecy, and the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has to be upon you, and it's a thing you have to pray daily, because any day you can wake up and the Most High can just yank it from you. All right. So it's the only thing you can be proud about. If you got this truth, you understand it. It's a thing you have to fight for daily, continuously, man. So you can just read some of these headlines, man. Teachers at Colorado Spring force children to tape masks to their face. See how Babylon has evolved into chaos, man. How the Lord has basically just confounded this place, man. Everything's being exposed. We know it's all witchcraft through the media. Everyone knows it. They won't call it witchcraft, but they basically know, because I read one thing down here. What does it say? Oh yeah, author. It says the media's agenda is not to mislead people, but to demoralize them. Nobody believes the press anymore. See, Esau's been made bare, and that's written in the scriptures, which I'll get. That he was gonna be looking foolish out here, man. You know, Jeremiah 49:10, it says, "But I have made Esau bare; I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." All right, and one way he's hid himself is through the media. You know, one crazy thing, you look in your head like that ain't right, and then the media get up there and newspapers and television and radio and everything, every other avenue they have to spit this propaganda to you. They'll say it over and over and over again, and before you know it, you're like, oh, maybe that didn't happen. But see, now the internet, that his invention that he's created, it's leading to people breaking through that, man. The spell is starting to wear off. It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. So, a lot of you Edomite women are going to be in our hands, you know, when all hell breaks loose, which is coming very, very soon, you know. It says, see some other ones here. NYC judge prevents father from visiting his daughter unless he takes the you know what. Man, bro. You know, we told y'all, man, not to trust this devil. You know, we'll get that in Sirach real quick. We bring this scripture out a lot, but you know, it's still pertinent, man, because we kept telling you, y'all kept looking at it. There's people still telling us, man, oh, it's gonna be over with soon, but now you gotta get the re-up. I'll just call it the re-up. You know, first they wanted you to get one, then you needed a boost. Now you got to get a perpetual re-up, and now we're finding these re-ups aren't even as effective as they said it was, man. And for what? You know, for what? It's really not doing anything. You got variants, you still got outbreaks. You know, Sirach 12:10, it says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness," man. So a lot of Jakes think slavery was a long time ago. All right, you know, I can go to the bar and pull white women, you know, and they'll think because you know white women are giving you, which white women are always into us, man, but that they're giving you play. You might have friends that are Edomites. I have friends in the world that are Edomites, you know. Um, that you know a bunch of people that ain't wicked. They're not openly racist. Jake will get confused in his mind and think, you know, things are all good that we can just move on, but that's not how things work, man. The Most High didn't put a spirit in them to allow that. Even if it might happen on an individual scale, by and large, they'll never be able to, as a race, to give you what you need, you know, or to do right by you ever. All right. It says, verse 11, though he humble himself, which is he done today, and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away, you know. And you have to think about it, like if you were really a so-called citizen of America, they trusted you in that way, they would do things even if it risked their own lives to protect you, man. Think about what a father would do for his child. He would die for his child, man. If your father lived next to you in the house and then there was no water, man, he would make sure his kids and his family members got taken care of before he would. But your Edomite neighbor next door, man, all right, when there's no water and the food prices are too high, when there's no food anywhere, there's no bread, which you can read that in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, then watch what that Edomite's going to do, man. He's going to pull out that shotgun. He's going to run in your crib and take it, man. Because the spirit in him, we're not the same people. This whole melting pot that America's created, you know, this giant experiment, it's going to be found out, man. And Jake, you're going to see eventually what Esau's true colors are, man. You know, that's written. Ain't nothing I can do about that. All right. So if you got a white wife or a white best friend, or you know, you got a so-called white mother, even that's what's written, man. They're not. It's not in them to do the right thing ultimately. You know. It says, neither let him sit. It says, set him not by thee, lest when thou hast overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to so like as he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So you know what he's gonna do. You know. He's gonna take over. He took Gad's land. You know. And now he's pretending that it's his land. He's standing up in Gad's place because all of these lands, they still got Gadite names. but Esau is ruling over him, man. He'll find all the. He's not cutting a percentage to Gad, man. You know. It says Gad is the so-called Native Americans, by the way, for you brothers new tuning in. Um, it says verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast. All right. So when we see things like this happening, and you Jake drunk the Kool-Aid, they're coming in taking your daughters. We don't feel bad for you, man. All right. This one here says Pope sends Silicon Valley into the name in the name of God, censor, hate speech, conspiracy, and all of this. Just telling the truth, it's going to be called a conspiracy theorist, and pretty soon that's going to be illegal, man. The scriptures speak about the famine of the word. I'll get that real quick. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. Alright? It says, and they shall run from sea, they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it, man. So, YouTube's going to get shut down. Things we're saying, our very identity, is going to be considered hate speech against another so-called JOO group, All of these things are coming, man. The scriptures say he's kind of come down on us with great wrath. There's going to be sedition. You can read through a lot of these, man. I wasn't going to make this too long. I was just going to roll through the spirit to see if anything stuck out, get a few precepts, But this is a pretty good site, man. I think Paul Joseph Watson runs this. He used to be with Alex Jones. He runs this media site. You can get a little bit more truth out of this than you can on like a CNN or something like that. So that's what it is. Look at this witchcraft. This is Masonic, red and blue. It says pharmacy hands out blue pill jelly beans to reward people for getting the what. It says life imitates art, because what was it? What in the Matrix? What was the blue pill? The blue pill is when you go back to sleep. All right. And you things go back to quote unquote normal, but Esau's got you in that spell. All right, so this is basically him telling you right here, man. He's gonna give you a blue pill for taking the what, man. If that ain't Masonic and witchcraft, then I don't know what is, man. And news sites like this are pointing it out, man. Esau's been made barren more than one way. I gotta get that in Nahum. I was gonna end it right there, but this is Nahum chapter 3. Verse 3, it says, the horseman lifted both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. All right, so this represents the cavalry, so to speak. All right, Yahweh Shai, Michael, and the angels coming back. All right, it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. All right. The mistress of witchcrafts, and this is a witchcraft because that's what masonry is. This whole red and blue Democrat, that's all goes back to a bunch of Masons, which were the founding fathers, all right, of this place. All right, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, all right, and families through her witchcrafts. Because how many families and nations did they sell, man? The U.S. dollar has done so much damage. Not just economically, but just programming people's minds to thinking that there's a superior race in Esau, Edom, when there's not. The real superior race are the Israelites, who happen to be at the bottom right now. But that's by design, because the Most High wants to be glorified and magnifying the lowly. There's a precept that's slipping my mind right now. The Most High, he gets, his name is glorified in the weak. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. And that's what I mean by stuff like this being in plain sight, and people are calling it out. It says, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And last one I'll end it off on is Malachi, because this is the end all be all of it, man. It says here even final admonition. All right. Malachi 4:1, it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, shall all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. All right, so that's why we're warning you, man, because that's what's coming to America. All of these articles, this news that's breaking, this is all a culmination of prophecy that will be warning signs that that only the men of the Lord will be able to decipher and break down and disseminate to the sheep, right? To warn you of this very day that we're talking about here in Malachi, man, because you don't want to be left out here. Because if you're left out here, you're going to be in the path of the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And as the scripture is written, He's not going to have pity on you, even if you're an Israelite. So it behooves everybody to be on guard, man, to watch, and to hasten the day, man. Because if this guy continues, man, all hell's gonna break loose. Not all hell's gonna break loose. That's gonna happen anyway. But if this guy continues, the scriptures say there will be no flesh left to be saved, man. So I'll basically end it there, man. Just some news and prophecy. Hopefully, y'all brothers were edified. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rachakodash wa Abba Babal Shalom.